So I'll give you a couple reasons why body count matters. The first is STDs. If someone slept with a lot of people, they're more likely to have an STD, be it incurable or curable. So I don't think it's a particularly controversial take for people to not want to get an STD. So if you've had a lot of sexual partners, you could have an STD. If you're promiscuous, you could have an STD. If you're hooking up with a bunch of people, you could have an STD. So there's that. Does anyone here want to get an STD?
No.
What question is that?
But when we talk about like body count, like having multiple people, what if somebody's been in like singular relationships?
Some people are born with
like,
STDs.
with a lot of people, so not necessarily like hooking up with somebody like or randoms and all of that, but like having singular little things or relationships, not multiple people at a time or every day of the week or whatever it may be.
I have a question though. My mom is a nurse. She delivers babies. She had a couple come in, and this is why I say some people are born with STDs. She had a couple come in who obviously both had one. Their baby was delivered with one.
Yeah. What percentage of people would you say were born with an STD?
It's not common, but if it happens, it's not that child's fault. So their body count throughout the years.
Well, I still wouldn't want to sleep with them.
Yeah, obviously not. But
I
it's
understand
like
that.
Some people, it's like they couldn't help. That's what I'm trying to get out. Is like just because you sleep with a lot of people, or if you have an STD, doesn't mean you sleep with a lot of people.
What do you mean?
Well, we have to think exceptions don't make the rule.
Yeah.
So yeah, the very first time you have sex, you could get herpes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Exactly.
Just like you could get pregnant the very first time you
Sure.
have sex.
But I think that's an outlier case. I think that's an outlier situation. So the fact of the matter is, if you sleep with 100 people versus you sleep with one person, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you're at a higher risk of getting an STD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So that's a reason why I think both men and women should value a partner who's not promiscuous, but those days are gone.
But people have their pasts, and depends on the type of person.
Their past includes herpes and HIV. Okay.
As long as you're clean, though, like you stay clean, you get tested, you're safe about it, that's different. Because I do have friends where she's been with her partner, and he was being shady and gave her an STD without telling her, and she found out because she was with her next partner and she gave it to him, so it looks shady, but that's why I'm like, doesn't matter as long as you get tested, you're clean, you're safe.
You know what you're up to.
Yeah, you know what you're doing, so be safe about it. It's not hard to be safe.
Well, you mentioned like get tested, but I mean, you said I don't mean to bring this up in this sort of way, but of these sexual encounters you've had, have you been tested before every single one?
Yeah, I get tested. I'm very safe about it.
Before you have sex with the person for the first time, every single time, both of you get tested.
Protection or tested.
Okay, well, it's plausible.
I'm very, very safe about it.
Yeah, but it's plausible you could still get an STD even with a condom.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's also...
And with the partner, too.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's even afterwards, like some people are asymptomatic.
Yeah. I had one of my friends, his girlfriend went out of town and she was being shady and gave it to him. And, females don't realize that they have an STD until female symptoms come up later than male symptoms, I've learned. So the males can tell if they get their symptoms a lot quicker by whatever than we do. So he's the one that found out, so you just gotta be safe.
I'll give you guys another reason.
Here we go.
Another reason. So it's evolutionary hardwiring. It's biological. So it comes down to paternity. So a woman who's promiscuous, who sleeps with a lot of men, you cannot guarantee paternity if she gets pregnant, for example. And so this is like a evolutionary thing in men. If she sleeps with a lot of men, she slept with other men, and most of the time, like back in the day, this is going to sound very unscientific, but like when people first got together with a partner, You know, there wasn't condoms and birth control in
So you think she's gonna try to put it on
50,000
you?
years ago, huh?
You think that if she gets pregnant and it's uncertain who the dad is, she might put it on one person specifically? That
Well,
she
there's-
wants?
Still
there's-
do that. Females still do that.
People-
No, I'm not saying back then. I'm just saying in general, like now and then. I don't know.
Well, this is more so like throughout evolution, throughout hundreds of thousands of years of
Yeah.
human evolution. In the past 40 years, you know, we've figured out DNA, we can do paternity tests, but still that doesn't undo hundreds of thousands of years of evolution and hardwiring. So men are hardwired to be repulsed by promiscuous women. And there's also intellectual reasons too for why men dislike women who have a promiscuous past, who are promiscuous, who have a high body count. And so that hardwiring, though, like, you could not guarantee who the child is,
Yeah.
who the child belongs to, who the father is. As a woman, you get pregnant, you know the kid's yours. As a man, you might not know. So that's another reason why a woman who's promiscuous, she's a bad bet for paternity. They don't like that one. Okay.
I mean,
sense.
I could.
agree
That's
with you
that's a
on
fair
that.
one.
It
That
does
is
make
a fair
sense,
one.
and it comes down to trusting your partner and being loyal with your partner. But I do understand what you're saying, and I agree with that.
I feel like I see both sides.
In the same way, like, so speaking on evolution, hardwiring, biology, in the same way that most women want a man who's physically larger than them, be it height or size, it comes down to a protection thing. So, and you know, evolutionarily speaking, and I think one of the reasons why women find guys who are tall attractive. I mean, if you ask someone to intellectually articulate why is it that you want, and not all women want a guy who's taller than them. I'd say if you line up 100 women, most of them are going to say, I would like a guy who's at least my height or taller. It comes down to protection. A guy who's bigger is more capable of protecting you. And word, I lost my train of thought. But
Do the little Windows thing.
yeah, I need to do this for myself. So there's evolutionary reasons. Yeah.
So is like the point we're trying to get across that body count should matter, or
It matters to
it's
men.
For
like-
men,
it
for
matters
men,
to
right?
men.
Which I hear that part. It's not okay. Like I understand what the point you're making is that it's a standard for men. Obviously, the topic of tonight, and it's not a bad standard. That's why, like, I hear what you're saying. It's not a bad standard to have. Like, if that's your standard, that's your standard. If a guy said he didn't like me because of my body count, by all means, that's okay. I'm not gonna be mad at him. But I just think it comes down to the point we're trying to make is that nobody really knows body count for sure. So why does something that you can't prove or really like come all the way down into detail and like track down matter?
I mean, somebody could, certainly your partner could lie about it. It could come up. The guy could be curious.
Right.
So,
I think it's the number that's scary because, like she's saying, people lie. If I were to tell you I have 100 bodies, you'd be like, nope. If I tell you I have 2, you'd be like, okay, let's go for it.
As they do.
Yeah.
They lie. Everybody lies about certain
people
things.
lie about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A lot of things. And then, I mean, my other take is that, I don't know. To me, it's just, if I'm talking to a girl and I'm interested in pursuing her, and I know that she fucked a guy last night,
Oh God.
I don't know. I'm gonna feel a certain type of way
Yeah,
about. Like,
that's
I'm just
fair.
gonna be kind of
That
like,
is fair.
she fucked a guy last night. Then
Yeah.
I'm on a date with her, whatever. Like, granted, even if we're not, you know, it's our first date. We're not in a relationship. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
look
be
at that and be
concerned.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a concern.
there's
That's
probably,
reasonable.
by the way, there's probably no way I'm gonna ever know that. Most girls wouldn't. Most girls are not gonna be like, by the way, I fucked a guy last night.
By the way, I just came from a hookup,
But, like-
so let's have dinner. I'll
but
pay.
The dating meta is as it is. You have to assume like people are on dating apps, social media. People are very promiscuous, both men and women. By the way, I just want to make something clear. If a woman had a preference for a guy who had a low body count, I think that's totally fine. I don't think a lot of women care as much as men, but if a woman had that standard too, I'd be all for it. If a girl said, I don't want a guy that's fucked 100 women, to me, that's not shocking.
I think it's safe to say personally that, and this might sound wrong, a girl is already going to assume that a guy's body count is higher.
Yes. Especially if he's attractive.
if he's attractive as
She's
well.
going to assume that it's
Or
higher.
sport.
Or if he spits game.
Especially
Like
sports.
a
like,
girl,
well,
if I am talking to
yeah.
a guy, I'm automatically in my head, whether he has a body count of 2 or 50, I'm going to assume it's going to be closer to the higher side than 2. And if he does have one lower, on the lower side, that's great. But I'm going to assume and, you know, expect the worst, hope for the best type of.
Which is so unfair for us to do, but I feel like everyone's so quick to judge. You know, like I'm also like, I'm a church girl. I go to church. A lot of my football boys go to church, and I know like some people who go to church and like absolutely like saving themselves for marriage, and then there's some people like, you know, it's just really, it's hard to like tell. You can't
I think we
judge a book
accept
by
it
its
before.
cover.
Yeah, we accept it before it comes out.
to hurt our feelings. We're just like,
Yeah.
we just to
We're like,
hurt our
okay,
feelings.
cool.
We're like, okay, whatever.